everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon. Today I wanted to share with you 6 reasons why I really like Masterbooks and why we choose to use it for our homeschool. So today I'm going to talk to you about why I like Masterbooks and why we choose it for our homeschool. I have 6 reasons that I've written down here, and I'm going to share those with you, and hopefully it will encourage you to go check them out and see if it's something that will be a blessing for you in your homeschool. My first reason is that they are biblically based. I really like that I can trust what's written in the books. I feel safe and comfortable with giving my children the books and saying, read these, and I know that it will line up with what the Bible teaches and what we believe about the Bible. So that's the first reason that I picked them. In homeschooling, our goal is to disciple our children. I'm not so much concerned, I mean, obviously it's a priority for them to have a good education, but I'm not so concerned about academics as much as I am about addressing their heart and leading them to Christ. And so these books help us to do that, and I trust them for doing that. I know Masterbooks has a faith builder guarantee that if your children's faith is not built up by using their books, they will give you a refund for your money back for their products. So that is the first thing that I really like. They help me to disciple my children and to lead their hearts towards Christ by sharing biblical truth in the books that they make. The second reason I really like Masterbooks is because it's so open and go. There's no prep work for me, hardly at all. If I do any prep work, it's because I choose to, not because I have to. So in the teacher's guides that come with the Masterbooks curriculum, I'm sorry if it's backwards, the teacher's guides each have a schedule, recommended suggested daily schedule, where everything is lined out. They put the week, the day of the week, the name of whatever you're supposed to be doing, reading, worksheets, whatever. They give you a spot to have it due. If your child is totally independent in this, you write the due date in here, and on those days you check their work, and if it's done, you can cross it off, grade it, and put the grade here. It helps you to keep track of everything. It helps you to be more organized because the schedule is already made for you and you don't have to do it. So that's the second thing that I really like about Masterbooks. The third thing that I really like about Masterbooks is that the lessons are gentle, yet they're effective. Children don't need to sit for 6 to 8 hours every day doing book work. There is so much that can be learned just in living life. For kids, just in playing, it's so important for them to play. And I really like that Masterbooks understands that, and so they make their lessons short. They're gentle, but they're effective. Another example of that is in America's Story. We're using America's Story 1 this year. And the way that they have this set up, this is America's Story 1, the student book. This has all the text in it. The way they have this set up is that you read the first half of the chapter, which is like a page and a half, maybe 2 pages. Read the second half of the chapter the next day, and then the next day you do the first half of the worksheets. The next day you do the second half of the worksheets. The last day they leave to finish up whatever you didn't get completed and to work on your timeline. So it takes us maybe 15 or 20 minutes to work on America's Story history. The lessons are so gentle and they're effective, and we have good discussion because we're not spending hours reading. We spend 20 minutes reading, and then we can have some time for discussion of what we're learning. So I really like that about Masterbooks. All right, number 4 is that they are cost effective. Not only is Masterbooks cheap compared to other homeschool curriculum, their quality is great. They have really nice books. As you can see, this is a paperback book, but the inside is beautiful. They have beautiful color illustrations on through the whole book. Really nice pictures. Let's see if I can find it. Really nice pictures and just good sturdy book. This is the a plastic or a paper covered book here. I have several other books that are not necessarily the curriculum. This is one of the animal books. They all are hard-backed, beautiful pictures, really nice quality. So that's something else I really like about them for the price that you pay. Let me find a different book to show you. So these are a couple of the books from the high school course, the Biblical Archaeology. This is a hardback book. Really nice pictures inside. Good quality paper. So not only are the prices cheaper than, this is another hardback, cheaper than other curriculum, you get hardback, good quality, beautiful color printed books. So that's something else that I really like about them. Another thing that I like that goes along with this, them being cheaper, is that they make things available in PDF form. So once you purchase the PDF, you download it, and if you lose it on your computer, you always have the option of going onto their website, into your account, and re-downloading it. And they keep it updated with the latest edition, which is fantastic. Because Masterbooks is a fairly new company, there's a lot of editing things. I mean, there's editing things in everything. Just the other day I was reading in my John MacArthur study Bible, I found an error in the footnotes of the study Bible. Like, okay, people just make mistakes and miss things. That's what happens. But because they're so new, they're still getting a lot of kinks worked out. A lot of stuff still needs edited, newer revisions being made, that kind of stuff. But when you purchase the PDF, you always have the newest, most revised edition available for you to download. So the reason I like PDFs so much is because I have 8 children. So if I was to have to purchase new workbooks for them every single year, that price can really add up. Purchasing, so what, like one math workbook, if you buy it in the book form, in the physical form, is $31 I think. So $31, and I will have 6 school-age children next year. I would be buying that for 5 of them, so that's like $150, $120 that I would spend on math alone. That can add up. But when I can buy it in PDF form, like this one, I also have a spiral binder that I purchased because I knew I'd be using it with the PDFs. And I have an HP Instant Ink printer, which saves me money on printing. But even to send it off somewhere like this, for this coming year, I sent off the teacher's guides for my high schoolers, science and, what else is she doing? Science. Oh, and her math. I sent off the teacher's guides for those to the Homeschool printing company. They will print them and send them back to me. Still cheaper than buying the physical form, and I'll be able to reuse those PDFs in the future. So that's something that I really like. They let you make copies, even of the physical books. You can make copies. One book I bought was not a teacher's guide. It wasn't a math workbook or a language arts workbook. It was a reading book. It's called like God's Creatures in Me or something like that. And it's an actual book. I bought it in PDF form, and I printed it for my 2 oldest boys, and I'm going to print it again for my other kids for next year. We're going to use it as part of our morning basket. But that's just, it's just a blessing to have that, to be able to make it more affordable to homeschool my children. So PDF option or making copies is another blessing of theirs. This is an actual teacher's guide, the Elementary Science Soil, Sea, and Sky. I bought this used, so this was the actual book, and they took the binding off and spiral bound it on the top. But even this, doing that, you can take these teacher's guides and make copies of whatever you need to make copies for your students. So I can make copies of this page if we choose to do this page for all 5 of my kids. I don't have to buy them each their own workbook, so that's something that's really nice for me. The PDF also is nice because, so like for America's Story, I have the PDF of the teacher's guide because we don't do every single worksheet. So if there's one that I don't want to do, I don't print it, and then I'm not wasting the paper and I'm not wasting the cost of buying the teacher's guide when I can just print off what I want. So cost effective, cheap curriculum in pricing, but not in quality. And the PDF option is great for large families that will be reusing the curriculum in the future. Okay, moving on. Number 5. This is something I already talked about. The books, how pretty they are. They are so nice to look at because they're beautiful books. They're really, really nice books. I really like them. I have a lot of Masterbooks. This is not even all of the ones that I have, but they all have really nice pictures inside of them, and they're really nicely put together. So this one is just a drawing book. My kids love this book. We have read through it before and they want to do it again. They really, really like it. In fact, this is a brand new copy I just got off flash sale because our other one had been used so much it was falling apart. Really nice quality books, beautiful books, really nicely made. Okay, number 6, this is the last one, is that this curriculum makes it easy for your kids to work independently. I use this for math, language arts, history, science. My high schooler used it for several of her subjects. She obviously is independent in everything. But my younger kids, just this year, have started to become more independent, and I am thankful for Masterbooks that it makes it easy for them to do that. The math and language arts are written for elementary in more of a workbook form. So they do 1 lesson a day, and it's quick and it's simple, and it keeps their attention because they're not sitting there for 45 minutes working on math. It takes them sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes. But it's not too long that they get tired of sitting there. So that's helped them to become more independent in working. We also completed the language lessons for a living education. I smile because it took us a long time to get through those books. Mostly it was my fault. I was just struggling with contentment and being content in that. Language arts is a hard thing to decide what curriculum to teach. But it came down to me is they all teach the same exact thing. Which one makes it easier for my kids to learn? So that's why I chose Masterbooks, because they can do it independently, fairly independently, and it helps to encourage them to become more independent. Now we do history and science as a group, but because Masterbooks has that schedule in the front of the teacher's guides laid out for you, it would be really easy to have my older kids that can read well, to have them do their work on their own because they know exactly what they're supposed to do. Also, with grading, there are answer keys in the back of the workbooks, like the math lessons for living education or the language lessons for living education. You can easily pull those out and put them in a separate binder if you feel like you need to do that. There's also answer keys in the back of these teacher guides. So my high schooler was able to grade all of her own work this year because she had the answer keys so that she could do that easily. And then if you have, so here's some answer keys. Okay, so if you have elementary age children that you feel are responsible enough and trustworthy enough that they can grade their own work, it makes it easy for them to do that, and then that's something else that you don't have to worry about doing. Here's a few more examples of the PDF. This is My Story 1 that I bought on PDF. I printed it. It's a big old fat book. I didn't search through it at first to just print what I needed. I actually printed everything. So next time I print it, I'll just go through it and print what I need to print instead of the whole entire book. And that will save on paper and ink. But I can reuse this with my other kids, which I may next year for my, have Kyla finish this one because she didn't make it through this year, and then have Kaydence work on it also, because I have it on PDF and I have the option of doing that. So that's just another example of the PDF. There's this My Story here. So that is my 6 reasons why I really like Masterbooks and choose to use it for our homeschool. If you have any comments or any questions, make sure you leave them down below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you can check out other videos that I have and not miss out on ones in the future. And I will see you next time. Bye.